Stand up, South Africa. Make sure that South Africa, you are counted with me. Rise, South Africa. Stand and make sure that our people understand that the need to bring revolution in South Africa is guaranteed. That under the EFF, this country will be the better. EFF is a Kovatengi.
Rishila Africa Zonga, Africa and the world. My name is Titus Tungu, and this is the EFF podcast. And we are coming to you from Winnie Madikizela Mandela House, where our state-of-the-art studios are based. On today's installment of the EFF podcast, I'll be joined in studio by an award-winning former radio DJ who's also an entrepreneur, Linda Sibiya. Mr. Magic Sibiya, ladies and gentlemen, joins us now in studio. Mr. Sibiya, a very good morning to you and welcome.
My brother, how are you doing?
I'm very well.
No, I'm okay.
You look very happy.
No, maybe.
Are you a Sundowns or a Pirates fan? That smile.
Don't call me. Yeah. I'm a Chiefs fan, man.
Are you? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it was bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah. No, yeah. I am resigning. I'm okay.
Don't resign, my man. No, you know these things of football.
Yeah, I know.
You know, they say football will kill you real death.
Bro. No, it was terrible.
Yeah. But
we played.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good, yeah.
So if you could just describe your career as a professional broadcaster and how it all started.
My brother, you know, Titus, when I was young, I wanted to become a radio personality. And I used to tell my mother that one day I'll become a radio personality.
Sure.
At home, my father had 4 wives. And then from one man, we are 33. Then from my mother, we are 11.
Sure.
So I come from poverty, you know.
A polygamous family.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you were talking about our family, we were known in my village that we are the poor family. We don't have anything. So I used to say to my mother, one day I'll become a radio personality. Walking to school every day, I'll imitate the late Kansas City, Port Elizabeth Monday. Okay. And then I'll visit Durban, June holidays and December holidays. And then one day I said to my mother, please, can you just write a letter to my father and tell him that I don't have any school in the village so that I can be closer to the SABC in Durban. And then they gave me an opportunity to stay in Durban. Every weekend, I'll go to the SABC in Durban to just see what are they doing. And then now because I'm a life coach and a motivational speaker, I say God was showing me the preview where I'm going to be a great radio presenter.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. So after school, I'll sell apples in a train. And then Monday to Friday, I can see that God was busy training my voice to become a great radio DJ and a TV presenter.
And where did you grow up? Can you describe your place of birth?
Sure.
Sure. And you talked about your journey in radio. When actually did you actually tap into this industry?
I grew up ekhaya, Kwanyembe, and Ngosi Ubiela and then Induna.
Okay.
It's deep. From Durban to my village is 1 hour 45 minutes.
Okay. It's vast.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But if you drive there and see the mountains, we'll say, here can we have a radio personality.
Sure.
And then from my village to the former President Zuma is 45 minutes. So we are known for that. Walinda Sibiya show. Zuma ngapha eNkandla. So I wanted to become a radio DJ. You know, my brother, as I was driving here, I used to walk around in Johannesburg. Do you know, I was a security guard. After matric, I didn't have money to go to the university. And then my father said to me, you have to work for the family and feed your mom.
Oh, all right.
Then I worked for 2 to 3 years as a security guard.
Sure.
One morning, I took a taxi from Durban to Johannesburg. I didn't know anyone here in Johannesburg. I came here, I left my bag here in town, one of the shops, and then I looked for a place to stay in Hillbrow, and then I stayed in Hillbrow. Every day.
Yeah, the most notorious place,
yes,
Hillbrow.
Yeah, by that time it was okay.
Okay.
Monday to Sunday, I'll walk to SABC here in Johannesburg now. Stay at the foyer, Radio Park, TV Park.
Sure.
Radio Park, TV Park. Until I didn't have money to pay for my rent here in Johannesburg. I ended up sleeping in garages, in churches. Sometimes I will sleep on the roads here. If you speak of De Gorde, Von Marans, Nugget Street, Kenmere, I know the city of Johannesburg because I
used to be a permanent resident.
But begging, because sometimes it was bad. Until one day when I was at the SABC, I saw a pamphlet saying, if you want to become a radio presenter and a TV presenter, call Messi Masimula.
Sure.
And I called her, and she came down. Who's Lindo Gutle? My full name is Lindo Gutle. And I said, I'm Lindo Gutle.
All right.
I don't know, Ari. And then she said, okay, do you have money for the cause? I said, no, I don't have money. That cause was TV and radio technicalities for performance.
Sure.
I said, please take my ID. At the end of the cause, you give my ID when I pay. Then I did the cause. After that, it was bad. I didn't have any money to pay. I went back to KZN. There was a radio station opened there, Radio Maritzburg.
Okay.
I went there on the first day, and I said to the station manager, Dave Hodkins, I want to become a radio DJ. He said, no vacancies. I left. Second day, third day, fourth day. And one guy was doing the breakfast show, said to me, hey, Baba, Evo. Chief, please, man.
Come here.
Come here. Be with me.
Yeah.
And then I was with Mandla, the late Mandla, for a week. And one day, there was a guy who was supposed to do 12 to 3.
Sure.
He was not there. But I was around.
You used that opportunity.
I
grabbed
was around.
it.
Yes. And then Mandla said, no, this guy can do the show. I said, no, I can do it, man. I was trained to do radio. That was my breakthrough in the radio industry in 1995.
All right.
And I joined Ukozi in 1996.
Yeah.
Titus, if you send your demo to SABC or any radio station, it must be 10 minutes.
Sure.
Mine was 1 hour.
A demo?
Yeah.
1 hour?
Yeah, it was 1 hour.
Because of the energy.
The energy. No, I said,
enthusiasm.
no, I'm going to convince them.
Yeah.
I'll show them.
And we shy. And
Ngezulu.
Yeah.
It was FM, Linda Sibiya. And then I was called for the interview. The former station manager, the late Poloza Nzimande, he said to me, we listened to your 1 hour demo.
Which exceeds the limit.
He said, but it's supposed to be 10 minutes. But because it was full of energy, laughter, we're going to give an opportunity once we have a vacancy. And then I left.
Sure.
1996, then I called SABC.
Yeah.
And Ukozi.
I was probably a toddler at that time.
Yes, small boy. And then, and what we've been looking for you, Ugupi. Yeah. But no, I'm in Durban. I ran from Berea Center to SABC, but on Saturdays, we'll give you a show between 12 to 5 in the morning. Then that's how Mr. Magic was born, bro.
Okay.
And then I was given an opportunity.
Yeah.
I did that midnight show, 96, 97, and then 1999.
Yeah.
My colleague left, Mandla Malagwane, and then they gave me 12 to 3, and then 3 to 6. And then Kansas City, before he died, he said, you have a magical voice.
Yeah.
You are Mr. Magic.
Oh, so that's how the name came about.
Yes.
All right.
Sir.
And what kind of impact have you made in the media industry?
Titus, Fighter, if you look at, Big Nas.
Yeah. Umlilo, se Big Nas.
Umlilo.
Yeah.
But the first album, it was Zozo. No one knows that song.
Okay.
I brought them into the industry.
Okay.
And then I gave them a platform, We Magic Tour, because I used to visit universities. DJ Dira and Socks. El Vovo. I remember the story of El Vovo.
Yeah.
So it's a DUT in Durban. And then we gave him a platform to perform.
Sure.
He liked this story.
So he unearthed this talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he was on stage, there was one guy next to the stage. Hey, Baba, Tuta. Yeah, better, Baba. Baba.
Yeah. Substitute.
And then I said to him, no, don't worry, man. I'll give another opportunity.
Sure.
So the El Vovo, the El Vovo, Umayoni, Uzex Bantwini.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mhlaba. She even brought the disc into my house to say, I just want to say thank you. So in the industry, the impact, and also Zon, the Temiso Zon, the pastor, the motivation speaker. I was at the funeral, I said, no, I want you to come into my show.
Yeah.
So God gave me an ear and an eye to see talent.
Yeah.
So that the impact. And then also, I have a slogan, it's not over until God says it's over. If you go to KZN, even here, how do they know? I say, run your race that is set before you. It is not over. If I made it from the poverty, from the family, it was nothing. Now I'm something. Now you can make it in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
And what sets you apart from other radio personalities?
Bro, I thank God, man, Titus. I did my 3 to 6 course in the breakfast show. 6 years the drive home show, and then 7 years the breakfast show.
Right.
In Sizulu. Ne?
Okay.
At the age of 22, Mandela came to the SABC. And then I remember the former GM, Ubabu Kabamkize, when Mandela goes to visit the king, the late king, I want you to come and then imitate him, because I'll go and imitate Madiba.
Okay.
And then I went there with the late Madiba, and then before he was given the platform, and then I was called as a young Madiba. And then I went
because
on stage.
you could mimic and all that.
So Mandela, when he came on stage, now what? And everyone laughed.
Sure.
And number 2, sure, when I was doing my show on Ukozi FM, I remember Zuma at the time, he was the deputy president of the country. I got to be an MC since 2006 in his events in Nkandla up until 2016. So that was an impact. Wow. I was making.
That was massive.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And I visited Bishop T.D. Jakes in 2008 in men's conference.
Is it?
Was part of that as well. Because in my show, I had that 10 minutes motivational talk.
Yeah.
I'll play his clip. So Derek Williams, who is the CEO of T.D. Jakes, I'd, hey, man, I heard about you, man.
Yeah.
Please come on, man. You must come visit us, man.
Yeah.
Let's do this, man. And then when Yolanda Adams was here in South Africa, and Bishop T.D. Jakes and Mary, I was a program director and then also a motivational speaker. 2004, Texas.
Sure.
Amongst 100 people who are influential, the only radio personality who was number 20, it was Ulinda. Can you imagine I do my show in Sizulu? Competing with the likes of Glenn Lewis, Fresh is in YFM that time, and Kabzela. But and then they say, you are number 20. Mandela is number 1. Number 2, it was Thabo Mbeki. Number 3, Winnie Matigi.
And that time you're broadcasting in your own language.
Baba, please.
And these gents are busy with English and all
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
so
massive,
I thank God for that. And also, it to me, you know why I'm different? To me, it's not about playing bam music. No, it was music, motivation, inspire you within the program. Because I think most of radio personalities, they take radio as like, I'm on air. Yeah, I'm God. No, you have to inspire, motivate, educate. Edutainment is very important. It's not about music. And also it's not about you. So I was different because I said, no, man, Kansas City, Bob Mabena, Wilson Bingosi, let me have the magic way of doing radio. Wow. And I won. Wow, MTN, the best presenter, best show. So we did well, man. We did well. I was not scared. I was making 60 million titles for SABC, only my breakfast show alone. 60 million a year.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Flip. And you talked about empowering artists in KZN. Do you have any radio personalities that would say, I produce this talent?
Because there's a guy who's doing this. He's doing Maskandi Gukoz. Became Tune. He's doing Maskandi. His show is number 1 Gukoz FM. Skameza is doing the breakfast.
Groomed by you through your hands, through your magic hands.
Yes, sir. Skameza is doing the breakfast show right now. Gukoz. He was my technical producer. One day he came. He was reading the news in there. Baba, man, you can be a radio personality. I said, no. I said, no, man, push. You can. But I'm looking for a technical producer. But I think let's start there so that you can grow within the industry. Now he's doing his show, and he's doing well. And another one was doing 3 to 6 Uchat. He's big as well. Yeah, he came and I said to him, "Hey, yeah, you are good." But one day when he was employed by Ukoz, I was sleeping in my house and he was interviewed in the morning by the former Alex Mtiani, now works for Gagas. I said to him, "Baba, tell that guy to wait for me there. I'm coming." I went to the studio and I said to him, every Friday, you must come to my show. We promote your show. And I did that. And I pushed him. Baningi man, Ngizwe Mkhunu, Mroza. DJ Spoo was working for YFM, you remember?
Yes.
And then he joined Ukoz FM. We sat down. I said to him, no man, just do the breakfast show. Let me remain in 3 to 6. So now, if a kuluma we asked about Linda, we did because I'm a Christian. I don't have jealousy, Chief.
No, you're a legend, a living legend, and such an honor to have a living legend
Thanks, man.
in our studios. Now, why did you leave the SABC Ukhozi FM?
I left SABC in 2014. It was not a nice exit. I had the Magic Communications and a Magic Tour, and then companies will come and give me money to do the show. And then the former station manager called me and said, no, they want to do the audit because you have a company. And then I said, no, but why you do the audit? Because I don't work for SABC. I have a 3 hours contract. So the company who gave me money is outside SABC. Why you want to do the audit? I said, no, give it to the SABC. But I heard by grapevines, good verse. They want me to. they wanted me anymore. Yeah, they wanted me to leave the SABC. And then I sat with the guy from audit at SABC at Imvo. I don't know why we're doing this.
Yeah.
But Chief, I can see they want you out from the SABC. I don't want to say more, but I think it was jealousy. I was doing well. I was doing the breakfast show. My business was doing well. Because what happened, that company who gave me money, it was Edcon who gave me money. I proposed to the SABC to do the gala dinner for the radio legends of Ukhozi. The marketing manager and the former station manager, they didn't like the idea, but it came from me as a presenter, not in a management. And again, before, what I did, Tatas, I did a dinner for my breakfast show. I paid from my money.
Because you're promoting your show, by the way. I was
promoting my show.
Yeah.
And then I invited the station manager to my thing. I'll say now, because I messed up.
Sure.
I was supposed to go to him and say, but
I got this, bro. Yeah.
I'm doing
How
this.
about we?
But I forgave him, I sent him a message in 2020. Was my mentor or my spiritual father, Ubabu Mnebo Mkwanas.
Yeah.
He said to me, you have to forgive. And I sent him a message. I said, I forgive you.
Sure.
For terminating my contract. And may God bless you. And then after years, I left the SABC. Then as well, he's no more there.
Flip.
So what you do to others, you must be very careful.
Sure.
To leave the SABC in 2014, it was not nice. I remember I called my mother and I said, I'm leaving the SABC.
Because you never saw it coming.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you are given a letter saying, your contract has been terminated. And then the following day, you're going to the interview or to renew a contract, a TV show contract at Mzazi Magic.
Flip.
I remember I went to Red Pepper after that terrible day, and I got to the office. I said, guys, you heard what happened years ago. And they said, we saw on Twitter you are trending.
Yeah.
I said, I just left SABC. They terminated my contract. Are we still going on with Mzansi Magic Sfunugwazi?
Yeah.
They said to me, okay, now we have time. I said, okay, let's do 4 days.
Sure.
So Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
No more once a week. Now your show is going to be Monday to Thursday. So it was a blessing in disguise.
Sure.
But the way I left the SABC, I didn't like it. If I was wrong, it was going to be, because I never received any warning.
Yeah.
Because I even begged for warning. I even said to that guy, okay, don't pay me for a year.
Okay.
Let me just do the show because I love what I'm doing.
Sure.
He said, no, we've taken a decision. Please go.
And it's bad for the audience as well, because people who command high listenership, like yourself, for example, Robert Marawa as well, he used to have a big show on is Metro FM.
Yeah.
But he was let go. He was fired as well.
DJ Spoo
as well.
Touch, but Touch is back.
Yeah. Would you say would you consider going back to the SABC?
Sure. I don't know, man. Because after Ukhozi, I joined Vuma FM Times Media. And then after 2 years, I said no. Because of the frequency, I was not okay.
Yeah.
And then I left and then started my business, Magic Broadcasting Academy. But if there is an opportunity of going back now, because I think I'm older, I am wiser, we need to sit down and have a proper contract. And again, in that contract, I want to have a share in my show. So if I'm making 60 million, let me get 10%. So,
You call the shots,
or
kind of
if
thing.
not, let me get 3%.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a business broadcaster. If you're bringing me back, you are bringing the numbers. So let's negotiate. Let's sit down around the table and say, Sibiya, come back. We don't know what happened with the former management. We want you back. We've done our research. Please come back. Do the breakfast show or do the drive home show. Yeah, maybe for 5 years and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think jealous is something that, sometimes when it's meted out at somebody, you might feel that, it's very awful, but somehow it can be a blessing in disguise.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, look at you now, man.
Titus, if that you are quite right, man.
Yeah.
On spot on. Bro, I had a vision of having a Magic Broadcasting Academy. In fact, Magic Village.
Sure.
In that, so that I can train young people up and coming, but not to become a radio presenter only.
Yeah.
Be a content producer, be a technical producer, and advertising, marketing, and have everything.
Yeah.
So if I was still at the
You wouldn't have been
please,
able
no,
to.
come on.
So
It was a blessing in disguise.
it was a blessing in disguise, indeed.
Yeah.
So let's just look at your broadcasting academy.
Yeah.
Who do you seek to empower in that academy, and what inspired you to go about being the founder and the group CEO of that academy?
My vision, I want to have Magic Broadcasting Academy College
Okay.
in all provinces. And then, but before you come, you don't just pay. We do auditions. I've trained one class in Richards Bay under Umfolozi TVET College, but because SITA was paying,
Sure.
people came, even if you don't have talent. For me, I can hear you, I can see if you've got talent. It's important that you do auditions. And then
Do I have the talent?
you have it. Yes, you're good, man.
It's
you got
very-
skills.
it's very
you've got-
important.
you're
It's very important.
what is bad? What is where you strong? You are just relaxed. You are strong. So
Yeah.
in my eyes. So
Yeah, I didn't say it. He
no,
said
no,
it's
you're
the
powerful.
legend.
You're good. You're good.
Sure,
You're
let's
good.
carry on. Yeah.
So it's very important that you train. If you become a TV presenter or a radio personality or a content producer, you need to know. Don't just do content only. You must know everything, what is happening in the studio. Know your presenter. When I just jump in the studio, you must know me and say, wow, today is not in a good mood. Okay. How can we start the show? So technical producer as well must have nice, powerful noise. How you mix your promo, it must be boom, boom, boom. So they work as a team. So I wanted to train people, and then now I'm happy. One of my student is working in one of the radio stations,
Wow.
MUT in Durban, and I'm happy. One guy is a sports presenter in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So I want to unearth the powerful talent,
Sure.
but people with passion. Not that I want to be famous. If you come to me and say, I want to be famous, please don't come.
You know, my brother, you remind me of when I did my studies at TUT.
Yeah.
There's something called a psychometric test. Right?
Yeah.
So I went through that process, and they asked me, so why do you want to study journalism? And I was like, I want to be famous. I regret that. I regret that answer. I regret that answer.
No.
Yeah,
You must
because
be
I
passionate.
realized that, you know what, it's not about being famous.
Yeah, sure.
It's about telling the story.
Yes, sir.
And that story should be able to impact,
Yes, sir.
touch someone.
Yeah.
And if it happens that your character of storytelling makes you famous, then
Yeah,
so
sure.
be it.
I was in one of the group study, and then
Yeah.
the people, they were saying, radio, they were just explaining radio. These people who are Leonard, radio is a theater of the mind. People they think in pictures. And,
Sure.
I said, okay, cool. I said, and I asked one question. I said, who is radio? He said, no, we've got microphone. I said, no,
Yeah, that's not radio.
my voice is radio.
Sure.
So without my voice, there's no radio station. Without Titus, there's no radio station. There's nothing. So the voice and the audience is powerful. I can make you cry with my voice.
Sure.
your links, you throw forward, your back announcing.
Sure.
And then you cannot go on radio because now you're an energetic radio presenter. Boom, boom, we're here today. Someone died. Hey, things are bad. No, come on.
Read the room, my brother.
So it's very important.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm radio. I sleep radio. I walk radio. I eat radio. So your voice. That's why I train people when it comes to voice. Your voice. Play with your voice.
Sure.
If you're doing a show at night,
Yeah.
you must know, man.
You know, people are sleeping. You must smooth and
come
play
on.
the soothing,
The ladies
songs
must
that-
listen to your voice. Hi, EFF Radio. How are you? We're doing 12 to 5 in the morning. How are you doing?
Come on, man. Yeah. So in the academy, you know the challenges of our country of unemployment.
Sure.
In the main, are you empowering young people, including women as well?
You know, I was telling. Thank you for this question. I said to one lady, I said, please come here. Don't think of radio.
Yeah.
Think of weddings. Think of your YouTube. Think of something.
Okay.
I think some girl now, she's doing that. I had to put Linda, thank you so much. Buy yourself a camera. Go to weddings. Get content. And then do weddings. Bro, it's not about radio going to these big radio stations. Start your podcast. Come on.
Do something.
Go to Fred Palace and say, guys, I want to do a podcast for you guys. Go to any shop and say, hey, I want to do just 30 minutes in your shop. So I want to empower and people, but they must start their own businesses out of. As we are accredited by MICT, we have end user computing and advertising, marketing, film and television and radio, national radio,
Sure.
NQF level 5. So it's important. Once you finish our course, go start something. Be a makeup artist. So to me, if I have young women coming there to get more knowledge and then go out and then work, don't seek for employment. Start your own business. Start your own podcast.
Let's dip into the importance of education. You have said when you started your journey into radio, you went through what do you call this?
Security. I was a security.
Security, but you also did
I did
auditions
training.
as well.
Yeah.
So how significant is education in the media industry in securing job opportunities?
Very important. Let me make an example before I answer your question.
Yeah.
If you do the breakfast show, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm disciplined. If you do the breakfast show, you wake up at 3. You must watch the television. Go to CNN, go to Sky News, BBC,
News awareness.
Yeah, when you're done there, you go straight to see what is happening on social media. From there, at 4 o'clock, you're done. You call your team, your producer, and say, hey, I'm coming to the studio. What's up? Do you have anything big that we can push today? No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Linda. So if you don't read, if you don't take education serious, then you have a problem. Because in radio and television, we have only few hours, only 3 hours. Study, do something. And then you have to inspire as well the listeners to go and study and say, do something. So in your show, have a feature, 5 minutes feature about education.
Yeah.
4th Industrial Revolution. So that your listeners, as they're going to school in the morning, the young kids, they're like, wow, I want to listen to him. He's gonna notice it's not about comedy, about the piano. There must be a feature of saying, guys, you being what we funded today. Read a book. I don't understand if you're a politician or a young person, you don't read a book. See what is happening in the world. So to me, education is very important. That is why I have to make sure that I do the TV and radio technicalities for performers around my industry. But now because I have time, I was telling my son, I said to him, I just want to do a BA communication, for just for 3 years. Because once you are at the EFF, we don't play yet. They don't play yet. DP is always reading. CIC is always saying, please, education. So it's important. If you have time, make sure. Because I didn't have money to go to the university. I wanted to do teaching. Because I was saying, I'll do teaching, from teaching, then radio. But now I have time. So, and I said to my daughter and my son, if I can go to the university, Professor Ntinte, man.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Tap.
That holy tap.
That holy.
Sure. So what is your highest qualification and what are you currently pursuing?
I want to do BA communications because of my radio thing, but I've got the certificates of radio, television. It's okay.
Yeah.
But now I want to have this highest degree or whatever. Yeah.
And for your work, you have been awarded awards.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
Sure. MTN Best Presenter, the MTN Best Breakfast Show, main certificates that I've received. Man, one university, man, one professor came to me and said to me, we want to honor you. And I said, no, man.
They want to honor you as in Dr. Linda.
I said, man, no. I better go and study.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I respect, I think 3 universities, but they want to call me doctor because I've changed many lives. I have Linda Sibiya Pasare Foundation. Wow. So I have people who've studied, got degrees and diplomas. So they were saying, hey, please, man, Mr. Magic, let's give you this doctorate and then be respected. I said, I thank you so much, but better to do 3 years or because of my experience of 10 or 17 years of radio experience, better to do that 1 year of BA communication and then I can be good.
Sure. What's your take on the quality of education in KZN?
Sure.
You'd remember that in the 2022 metric results, I think you are at top 3.
Yeah, we're number 3, man.
Yeah, number 3. What's your take on the quality of education there and how you think it can be improved?
You know, I don't know. I don't want to say KZN alone.
Yeah.
Also, we were number 3. We didn't do well. But it's very important that okay, let me just make an example with my village. In my village,
okay,
if you show them an iPad, one kid just ran away because I was owning the iPad.
Oh, they don't know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Computer West.
Flip.
You know.
Is it because they are
no, in my village.
Okay.
Yes, too rural.
All right.
So can you imagine you finish your matric a show, and now you go to a Mangosut or DUT.
Sure.
You've never touched a computer. You've never seen a computer or an iPad. I think they must do something, the Department of Education, where we do our best when it comes to IT. And also, let's try and help schools in rural areas and see there who is a teacher. How do we get teachers who teaches our kids? Because if you compare my daughter, she's 11, and you go to a show and tell her, I present yourself.
Yeah.
My daughter will do it nicely. But what about my daughter and my son, my brother's daughter from a show? It will be a problem. We need to start when they were young and inspire them when they're young. And then have tools for teachers as well to say, we are giving you this so that we can try. But again, in 2022, in KZN, we had 26,000 teenage pregnancies. Oh. There's something wrong there.
Social ill.
You see?
Yes.
So how are we motivating our young girls in our province to say, hey, guys, sex, just pause and abstain.
And the problem with teenage pregnancies, you find that in most cases, teachers are involved.
Please, come on. That is true. And again, we only count girls. We say 26,000 girls were impregnated, but plus boys. So 26,000 plus 26,000. There's something. There's 52,000.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Helping young boys and young... let us have programs. I know we were busy about COVID. I think we put pause on HIV and AIDS and sex education. Let's try again. While you are teaching them, try and tell them, hey, please. Because now if if a young girl falls pregnant, well at home, my sister's getting grant for Ingani. So you see. And then if Nami, and when a teacher, what is that, bro? How you see a young girl and then you see a girlfriend?
Yeah. So you are in fact perceived, or many people deem you as a staunch supporter of the former president, Jacob Zuma. How do you relate to the former president?
In our village, if we position Zuma, we say Ubaba.
Oh, Baba, okay.
Not
Baba
we say Ubaba.
Yeah.
And I was telling one guy, I said one day, if you can remove the politics away from Uba Ungamala, you find a man from Emakai. Yabo. So me now, because I was doing radio and then I was hired to be a program director, as I've said earlier on, that from 2006 to 2016, that 10 years, I got to know him.
All right.
To get a briefing from him to say, hey, who's coming? The Premier is coming, the minister is coming.
And
so
he knew you from your
radio,
stint in Ukhozi FM.
Ukhozi, yeah.
Okay.
And also now, because of the ANC, I'll go to rallies and then I'll become a program director. So when he comes, because they said, if I'm on stage before, I can put the crowd in, they can just, yes.
Because politics is a game of numbers, man.
Numbers, yeah. So, yeah. Because I was doing radio, but because the management of Ukhozi, but it's fine.
Okay.
You can do whatever. You are doing 3 hours within the station, as long as you're not going to mention a political organization on air. So Ngamala, like former president, then I got to know him closer because there were 2 events every Saturday. Every Saturday in December, 2 events for graduates and also for all older people.
Yeah.
So he'll brief me and say, the Premier is coming, the ministers are coming, MECs are coming. I want you to handle this program with dignity.
Yeah.
So I get close to him.
Okay.
So again, I remember when things were happening around him, and then I'll have time when I meet him and say, I pray for you. You're our Ubaba Wetu in our province. May God be with you. So I had time. I know when they see me on stage, they say, yeah, Ulinda no Baba. But I still respect him.
Sure.
As well.
Yeah. And it was alleged that you were campaigning for the ANC. You were abusing the platform of Ukhozi FM to campaign for the ANC as well. Is there any truth in that?
No, there was nothing. As I'm saying, if you're on air, you cannot say Viva ANC Viva on air.
Yeah.
If I can go back on radio, I'll never say Viva EFF.
But would you say, this weekend I was with Jacob Zuma there?
You can say, no, but you can mention that and say, hey, I had a nice time in Ghana. I saw the president of the country, but not deep and say, hey, the rally was powerful. You can't. I've never used that.
Yeah.
But I had times where I spent time going Amalala in Ghana. But when I go back on air,
you had tea there.
Yeah. I had nyama.
Oh, nyama. Yeah.
I had nyama. Yeah.
Sure.
But I will never abuse the platform. Even if I'm on air, I never said, hey, please, Saturday, please meet me at the stadium. Or, hey, Izol, Begumnand, it was exciting. No. Because then I will be using a platform of Ukhozi in a bad way. But people knew that, Olinda is coming.
Yeah.
Because they'll see maybe a poster, program director.
Yeah.
Linda's there, definitely. Because people loved me. They would say, we're going there.
Yeah.
He's going to say something. He's going to motivate us. Yeah.
And they were paying those gigs.
Hey, boss, no.
You made money
no. there. No, hey, don't take me back.
I'm just asking.
Don't take me back there.
Yeah. Hey, you missed your heyday.
Hey, bro. They'll say you volunteer. Yeah, you volunteer. They'll give you petrol. Sometimes you get a petrol.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get a petrol.
But petrol is better than cold drink. Because if you get a cold drink, cold drink
I was waiting
for
my petrol. But anyway, what was important is to to be on a stage and push the youth.
Yeah.
And I thank God. When I pray, Titus, my prayer is I pray people to love me and respect them and serve them.
Okay.
Number 2, money must come out of people, because when you pray for money, you are making a mistake. You must pray for prosperity and protection.
Wow. Hallelujah.
So it's important. So
Yeah.
if you wake up in the morning and say, Lord, I must have a lot of money. No.
Yeah.
If you respect people, even now when they see me around, they see a radio legend, a TV presenter,
Sure.
and an entrepreneur, businessman. So it's very important that you do that. So even now, the impact of, I can see wherever I go. Now, west I've joined the EFF, it's too much. People, they come in numbers. People within the ANC as well, in the IFP and other parties are saying, no, we are coming because, Linda, we've been following you when you were doing radio. So, for me, as Ulinda, I thank God for that. Utabandu, Bayangtand.
And you're talking about, obviously, people following you as you've joined the EFF. What made you to join the EFF, and what sort of contribution would you make towards the economic emancipation movement?
One, when I was happy that when the EFF was launched, I was a radio personality.
Oh, yeah. Back in 2013.
Yeah, 2010. I was doing the breakfast show.
Yeah.
And then we'll be playing clips on air with my producers. And then we're like, what is happening now?
Yeah.
What is happening? And then I left the SABC. And I was like, my son used to say to me, Norman, in 2017, you know what's happening here in this organization of yours? No, join the EFF. I said, no, let me just check. Then I'll go to the internet, read the constitution of the EFF.
Okay. The founding manifesto.
Yeah, founding manifesto. And then I'll say, oh, wow.
Yeah.
The land here, people are working mines, but they don't get good wage.
Yeah.
They're not part of the product. They're not part of the business. People who work in restaurants, things that,
Yeah.
I said, okay, maybe just wait and see. I'm very close with fighter Makasalam Zobo.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
We've known each
2
other
years ago.
for 20, 21 years.
Okay.
And then we'll sit.
All right.
He's too deep in politics. He knows that I like to read. And then we sit. We discuss the EFF. We discuss IFP. We discuss DA. And then we'll come back to the EFF and say, you see what is happening in the ANC now?
Yeah.
The arrogancy, people in business are crying. What do you think? And then you say, yeah. And then 2019, I said, ish.
Yeah.
I said, no, let me just wait. Let me just concentrate on business.
Sure.
And then there was COVID. Then one day we were in Newcastle and we sat down. We were just talking. We said, let's go to the policies of the EFF. What do you think of the CIC? He's a fighter. And then the DP. Where are they going? What do we see them in government? Are they going to... People on the ground, they are crying. They're in trouble. They want a change. I said to him, he said to me, this is what people we need to go out there and tell them. This is the political party. They must join. And then we kept quiet. I was provoked when I was a program director for the creative industry dialogue.
Okay. Yeah.
I was on stage.
Yeah.
When I was on stage, I said something that we need to have a creative medical aid for industry.
Yeah,
and people were clapping hands.
Yeah.
And then I was saying it when it comes to bonds as well, then we need to have summit. And then I was like, wow, this is the right time.
Sure, to raise all these things.
Yeah. And then, but where? Because where I come from, they don't listen. They don't know how, they don't know what's happening right now. The arrogancy, no, but here.
Yeah.
No. And then DP was listening that day. I'm like, wow.
EFF.
If I can be the ordinary member, be on the ground,
Sure.
and go out there, one where I'll start with the creative industry
Okay.
and say, you're a musician, you're a producer, you're the on-air personality. If you go and perform in that organization, that political party, they will never allow you to go and perform in another. That is out of order.
Yeah.
CIC said you can perform in the EFF and then you can go because this is how you live as an artist. I said, this is powerful. So now, if I check my WhatsApp messages and my messages, people are saying, Linda, we want to join. Yesterday, I received an SMS from one comedian in KZN, Ati, Sibiya, if you're in KZN,
I want the membership form.
the membership form. And one radio personality was doing the breakfast show was saying, hey, Linda, I think I have to join. One musician. I met some musicians saying to them, guys, I think this is a platform. This is where you can belong and then you can be heard and then you can go out there. So then I took it. I said, no. I said to Mzobe, man, to become a supporter and just say, okay, I'll vote for EFF.
It's
Let me inspire people. Let me sign a form. Let me be, my ward is Ward 25 in Durban. Let me sign. Let me have a courage to
so
say,
that people can see this
people
thing
can
is
see.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, let me sign a form. And I said to myself, okay, I'll sign a form, I'll become a member of the EFF. I knew people would be like, there would be a positive and a negative. I said, no, as a man, I must stand my ground and say, this is where I'm going to belong and this is where I have to contribute because there's something wrong is happening in our country. Then I took a decision. I said to Mzobe, no, I am joining. I said, but boss DP was in the province. I said, DP, I mean, Ngangena.
Yeah.
He said, DP, DP is very quiet. He's like, no. There's, meet your people in the province.
Yeah.
And then I met my chairperson, Omongezi. He came with a form, gave me a parade, gave me my T-shirt, and then I'm a member. After that, whoa, I was trending.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was number 1 on Twitter, number 2, number 3, number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah.
I received
Twitter
SMS.
was a buzz.
No,
X was a buzz.
it was too much.
Yeah.
And what is interesting is that people from the ANC, they if I can show my WhatsApp, they're saying it is true. And now we can vote. Some of them, we can vote, but we are not bold enough like you, Linda. You see?
Yeah.
We are sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. People from in my village, no, now we are going to join EFF. Linda, we are coming in numbers.
So we can expect quite a lot of people from the creative
young
industry,
and old.
Even from the ANC.
People, or even IFP, even from DA, because now people, they must know, you have a young president. He's going to be 43, 42, CIC.
Yeah.
Young president. You got a DP. People, you can see the think tank. Our CIC, he thinks. You can see that young people, they want to be led by someone who speak of education, my man. To say, please.
Sure.
And again, let's give young people an opportunity to govern us. To say, this is a direction.
Yeah.
We're going to this way.
Yeah.
Mina, nonke, baguli, nonke ma-comedians, nonke maskandi, mabhinqa, isikhathi wozana. So muyibhinqa ushaya ingoma, ukumaskandi, ukwisicathamia, ukwipiano, ukwiqom, it's high time.
This is the home.
Nasi ekhaya uze ekhaya uthi manje ngizala ekhaya ngifuna ukuthi mina ngingene la ku EFF uSibiya mayekwenzile nama I can do it. So wena ukumabhinqa, wena kumaskandi, wena ukwiqom, wena ozanda producers izani
njengamanje
nazo hey
yeah, because you're speaking about the EFF leadership being youthful and young and robust. The EFF since inception, it changed the political dynamics of the country. If you check Parliament, Parliament was very boring, man. I got interested in Parliament as well. I got interested in parliamentary proceedings because of the EFF.
Same here.
So I mean, if we can have young people who are leading this organization that is able to shake the country and also advocate for change.
Sure.
I mean, economic freedom. I mean, who doesn't want to be emancipated economically?
Bro, come on.
That's what we need. So I think the call is clear to the people of KZ and the creative industry that they should join the EFF as the political home.
And my brother, DP, went to Mzimkhulu and Ugu. And then we went there with Mzobe. We sat at the back as fighters. Because we're not commissars. We respect the protocol.
Sure.
Good to know. Let us be ordinary. Okay. Sat at the back, and I said to DP, the way you guys are taking this thing very serious. CIC is out there. It was in
in Kenya.
In Kenya, it was in Kenya. Yeah. You can see someone is here, is working, is all over. And then we went to church yesterday. Always is church under Ukayam Teto. He spoke for 8 minutes. Pastor called me. He said to me, first time seeing a politician taking 8 minutes. You know this other, hey. 40 minutes. They'll take 40 minutes. He only took
cut to the chase.
8 minutes. He said, no, we are here to fellowship. We want prayer. Pray for CIC. Pray for EFF. And he sat down. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what, in your view, what would constitute a good government in 2024? I mean, the EFF right now is busy with the consultative meeting.
Sure.
So from the creative industry point of view, what do you think should be considered going into the elections?
I'm happy he said something, Tatas. DP said something in KZN. They're going to meet professionals. They're going to meet pastors. The pastor in OSC said something very powerful. He said, every Sunday we meet people here. Sometimes they don't have anything to eat. suicidal. They're in poverty.
Yeah.
They're jobless. So if EFF can work with churches, work with professionals, and there's going to be another dialogue for security guards. Maybe I was once a security guard.
Yes.
Then if we can do this thing as EFF, go down and listen from people on the ground. You meet the pastors, you meet professionals, you meet the industry, you meet security people. Maybe later you can meet people who works in our homes, to sit with them and say, what are your struggles? What happens every day if you work there? In what we can do. And again, meet business people.
Yeah.
You know, there's one municipality somewhere I had, someone doesn't want to pay people, doesn't want to sign. You know, if we again get business people in one room to say, hey, I mean, I've done something for that municipality or for that government, but I'm still waiting for payment. If the EFF can sit down and then hear everyone. So when EFF is in power, they will know how to govern our country. But education is very important. If you can invest in education, and also when it comes to police, the crime is bad in our country. If we can zoom in there and say, in education, hospitals, Minister of Finance or Minister of Health, and see what is happening in our provinces. Definitely EFF will win the hearts of the people, and they will say, that is why we voted for you as EFF.
Yeah. And what are some of the challenges or the issues that you think are going the wrong direction under the ANC or the ruling party?
Bro, when it comes to, let me start with my industry, the creative industry. Bro, if you go and perform or you go and perform, you're not taken very serious. But if you go to US, people are taken very serious. If I record in one showpiece, and then when they play that repeat, you're not getting anything.
Okay.
So we need to look into that. Minister of Arts and Culture, in a nice way, to say, let's look at the policy of the SABC, ENCA, ETV, etc. And you come back and say, let's look into people who sign contracts as freelancers, not full-time. Do you know if you're a freelancer, at any time they can just tell you, go home. Again, you're not going to have a medical aid. I never had a medical aid for 17 years. But
when you're working for the SABC?
Yeah, but you were not given by the SABC. I took my own medical aid.
Okay.
So why?
Were you a freelancer?
Freelancer.
Oh, all right.
You're not taken serious. And again, they say in your contract, you are a freelancer. But if they want a meeting, they say, no, wherever you are must come to the meeting. So in that sector, if people, they can sit down. And again, in terms of up-and-coming artists, and not in KZN, everywhere.
Sure.
You must have a show where for up-and-coming artists, educate them, financial education. Because again, even artists, once you are so popular, you are big, you're getting a lot of gigs, Nandi or Shapu, you just, I don't care. I can't even go to meetings. So that sector is very important. Number two, I mean, people, this tender thing, and I'm happy saying, let's get away with this tender thing. Because you give one and the same people the same time. So if we can look into those things, business people, they be empowered. And we know, like KZN, now we're done. In our province, I'm not going to mention race.
Okay.
But if you can check the stats, who are the multimillionaires in the province of KwaZulu?
But the writing is on the wall.
So, I don't have to be quoted, but I'm saying, if we can go deeper and then think with what we can change in terms of, up-and-coming entrepreneurs, no, I've benefited. Now I can, sometimes you have a business and at the end of the month, you send an invoice to the department or any department and then you don't get paid. And then how are you going to pay your staff? It's very important. So if we can look into those things, and again, let's go to hospitals and see, do we have right machines? Why people are opted to go to private hospitals? Let's make sure that if I go to Parakwana, if I go to Mshieni, Arikekan, and East Belgium, say right, they are same like it's Sunning Hila Sentin, or it's like Umklanga Hospital. So let's do that so that we know in the sense in Department of Health we're doing it in the right way.
Wow, that's progressive. So in an EFF-led government, that part of the reason why you joined the EFF is because you believe the EFF is able to champion those cries of the people of South Africa.
You know, I'm glad that I've joined the EFF. I was not doubting.
Okay.
And I was ready that other people will criticize me. But wherever I go, Linda, well done. Linda, well done. And then we went to one Umcimbi in KZN. One Baba is 68. He said to me, Linda, we're going to vote for EFF. Please tell CIC we're behind him. We know he's speaking of Abantu Abahlupegile in South Africa.
The poor and the marginalized.
Yeah. In mines, they are digging gold and diamonds. Please let him not forget when he's the president of the country.
Okay.
So there is a belief, there is a support.
Yeah.
And yesterday, man, we were in Utonga, one Indian fighter.
Yeah.
He was saying, I've been a fighter for 4 years.
Sure.
So if in KZN we can visit Phoenix, hey, one time we're coming there, right? We're going to come and visit you there. Hey, don't play. I come to Chatsworth, right? I say, hey, let's start one thing there.
My friend.
Hey, my friend, come on. So if we can go to Phoenix and then Chatsworth and listen to Indian people on the ground, let's go to Wentworth and listen to Kara people there. Definitely, you will hear things that they know why they want to vote EFF and support EFF for elections next year in 2024.
Sure. And let's talk about your membership with the EFF. How has it affected your line of work? Is there any conflict of interest? For an example, you talked about being, when you're on air, when you were still at Cozy FM, obviously you wouldn't mention other things because the SABC policy stipulate like it's a no-no about non-partisan, like the policy about non-partisan.
Sure.
Is there any conflict of interest that you're encountering since you joined the EFF and now you're a businessman?
Sure. Since I've joined the EFF, I received close to 7 calls to say, please come and motivate in my church.
Yeah.
We'll pay you as a motivational speaker. And then in one province, they invited me to come and be a program director.
Okay.
So I thought, because now I'm a member of the EFF, Linda. Pastors, they're calling me, Linda.
Left, right, and center.
Linda, there's something.
Yeah.
One pastor called a friend of mine, Nanda, said to me, and Bishop Dube, he said to me, I'm the ANC member, Linda. And I said to him, we want to come to your church and pray for CIC and pray for EFF. So in the business, there are people who are scared to say, how I'm going to work with Linda now as an EFF member. I'm ANC.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to hire Linda to become a facilitator.
Okay.
There are those. But I was waiting for that because I'm old, man. I'm 49. So before I signed the form, I said, okay, I'll lose friends,
sure,
or family members. Okay, it's fine. There'll be pause around. It's okay. Let me move forward. Because if you take it as in be a man, don't be a coward. So in the business, there are those who are saying, no, we can't work with Linda anymore.
Yeah.
He's a EFF member. But there are those again. Linda, how can we help?
Sure.
We're coming, Sibiya. Let's
work. One, you're talking about taking a stand as a man.
Sure.
I mean, as a man, you ought to have, strong. You must have convictions as a man. Yeah. So we're still talking about the conflict of interest.
Sure.
And you mentioned that when you were an on-air presenter, there were certain things that obviously you wouldn't be able to mention because of the policies and all of that. Now, when we go into business, obviously you're an entrepreneur. You have already taken a stance.
Sure.
And as a man, like you said, you ought to have the balls, you ought to have a conviction.
Yes, sir.
Now, as the EFF, as you have entered or you have joined the EFF, what would you say is the encouraging thing, or what makes you have the conviction to say, I have made the right decision, and whether I get gigs or not, this is what I have chosen?
Bro, I think people who get frustrated when they are joining an organization.
Yeah.
Is when they want positions. You will be frustrated. Be a member, be a fighter of the EFF. But in your mindset, if you are thinking of a position, I want to go to parliament, I want to be a councillor, I want to be... No, to me, I want to be on the ground and also to say to the youth of Umzansi, hey, there's the future. That's where this is the government we want. But when every time, I've been watching videos of the CIC. If you are a leader, you must say things that will poke you and then stand firm.
Sure.
And say, no, I will repeat it again. He said something, he even said one day in one of the videos, if you must see people that disagree with me, then I can just pack and go home.
Sure.
Because I believe in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you must have a leader who would say, no, this is where we're going. I'm encouraged to do that on the ground, to say, because there was a friend of mine was saying to me, no, Sibiya, you made a mistake. Maybe you are angry. You are saying there's arrogancy. Maybe you are frustrated because of business. I said, no, it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about business. It's not about invoice. It's not about what happened. No.
About conviction.
It's about conviction and also the decision that I've taken. I'm happy. I'm okay. And I said to him, I took a decision long time ago. I was standing with you.
Yeah.
You can't respect that from 2000 and I voted in this country. No. Now I'm taking a decision, looking at the CIC, because I believe in protocols. I'll make an example. If I'm a on-air presenter, I have a content producer, technical producer, and executive producer. I take instructions from my content producer.
Sure.
I love protocol. Here we have a CIC, we have a DP. We have to take that and know, and then we have SG, and then we have all the top, the leadership. So it's very important. But where I'm happy and then where I'm free,
sure,
I'm flexing my muscle on the ground as a fighter. If you see my WhatsApps, you'll be shocked. I just send a message to this DJ and say, hey, no, let's meet Sibiya. They're still scared, but every day I'm pushing them. Hey, some they say, Sibiya, hey, but you are bold, man. Hey, I can't be like you. So it's very important to have a leader like CIC and then say, no, I'm looking up to him. This is what he's taking us to, this direction. Wow, let's go. Let's move. Yeah.
And your ANC, were you having an ANC membership? Have you terminated it? What's happening?
I had a 1 year. In 2003 I had a membership. I didn't have time to
didn't renew it.
And I said, let me just continue, because I'll go I've never campaigned door to door, but rallies I'll be a program director and then push. And sometimes I'll be invited to come and motivate people. So that's where
card-carrying member.
Yeah, that's where I'm a strength. I have a strength there to speak to people.
Yeah.
And I know when I on stage, people, they can listen. Yeah.
Because one thing that people need to understand is that whether you're a radio presenter or a security guard,
sure,
we are South African citizens who, if you are over the age of 18 or eligible to vote, we should be able to exercise our right to associate with any political party or vote for any other political party. And you are talking about a weekend in Cool, the 18th and the 19th. weekend. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's head to our voting stations this coming weekend and register to vote.
Yes, sir.
And it's obvious. People must just vote for the EFF. And 22,300 voting stations countrywide have been open. And if obviously you have an South African ID, you are eligible to register to vote. So let's all head there and use this opportunity to register to vote and change the future.
Ngelo mama waphume, ngelo gogo waphume, ngelo obonke baphume, induna ithethe labantu, inkosi ithethe labantu, Guys, come on. And girls, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to voter registration. I'm going. Come on, guys.
2024 is our 1994.
Okay, manje de look in sazwakala magic sazwakala sesiba voice and meal no hambani azodlala.
Let's do some magic.
Do magic, man. Come on.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, would
sir.
you urge artists or those who are in the creative industry to vote for the EFF
Please.
in the 2024 elections?
Onke ama-DJs ngicela wonke umuntu oproduce, ngicela umuntu oku-content, ngicela umuntu oculayo igqom, ipiano, umaskandi, igospel, umbhaqanga, wonke umuntu akaphume athi Sibiya siyaphuma, uyakubiza u-CIC, uyakubiza u-DP, uyakubiza u-SG, bonke bakubiza bathi phumani ngomningi benu nihambe nithi siyarejista ukuvota. Don't play, ungadlali. Bonke abaculi eMzansi Africa, please phuma. We-actor kwi-television, please come out. Uhambe ube right, don't nama-cooler boxing. Sithi siyakhona.
Yeah, and talking about cooler boxes, I mean, one thing that people need to take into cognizance is that registering to vote is one thing, but voting is another
thing. Yeah,
because if on voting day, in fact, we don't want cooler boxes, even a day before, because people will be sleepy and they can't wake up and go and vote. So we need a sober youth. We need sober voters.
Sure. But I know, you know why I'm saying I'm a cooler boxes. You need to, must have water there.
Yeah.
Kunokoko nomkhula bezayo. We were speaking about volunteer. So onke volunteer we are on the ground. They must make sure you itafula lakho, faka indwangu yakho, phatha amanzi, glass, bese omile umama umnikeza amanzi, abe kwi-queue, abe right, and then be there. So everyone must go out. I am going out to encourage abantu to register to vote. Mase kuvodwa, kubalekile again. When do ucabangayo, ucabanga EFF.
Yeah.
Uyazi nje bokucabanga EFF nje.
So awumbuze but when uregister kuphi uvota kuphi?
Mina ngikwi 125. So
ikuphi 125?
Is a Morningside at Durban. Yeah. Okay. So everyone in Durban, please come in numbers, guys. Umhlanga come in numbers, Balito come in numbers, Showe, Kwanongoma come in numbers. And let's go out there and make sure encourage one guy, one umubaba take me na Sibiya, I'm going out with my family.
Yeah.
Come with your wife, come with your kids, go there. Make sure, but check good right in the day and morning. What you up, All right. Yeah. So let's make sure we go out in numbers.
Yeah. And parting shot, word of the day.
But I always say it's not over until God says it's over. I just want to motivate everyone. If you're a fighter, I want to motivate you. And then if you're not a fighter, I want to motivate you. Discover who you are. And number two, develop a positive thinking and demonstrate the power that God invested in you. You can change lomhlaba, ungachange South Africa, ungayenzi be powerful. Titus today, ungenza interview, ngikunikeza my background. Nawe, please leave a legacy. Legacy ET. UCIC uyasibiza, EFF bayasibiza leadership. Go out there, uregister ukuvota. But okubalulekile, what can you leave more emhlabeni? What is your legacy? Uthini contribute in this country, and then you can make it. Run your race.
Sure.
That is set before you.
Mr. Magic, thank you very much. It was a fantastic show and a pleasure to have you on this beautiful show. And we look forward to your contribution to the cause of economic emancipation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks,
and we have come to the end of today's installment of the EFF podcast. Do not forget to subscribe to the EFF YouTube channel for more content on the EFF podcast. My name is Titus Tungu. Until we meet again, Guda Ekwengeta. Kanimamba. Thank you, bro.
Guda Kanimamba. Guda Kanimamba. Guda Kanimamba. Yeah, Titus. Jingle. Guda. Tanimanga.
Stand up, South Africa. Make sure that South Africa, you are counted with me. Rise, South Africa. Stand and make sure that our people understand that the need to be a revolution in South Africa is guaranteed. That under the EFF, this country will be the better. EFF is a Toba thing.